Dear students, good evening. Welcome to Law Excellence IAS. We are starting a new series to explain the various concepts through the recommendations of second ARC. In this, first we are starting with the interstate river water disputes. It is part of the second ARC's 7th report and it is chapter 5. Here we will be understanding each and every point given by the second ARC and we will try to understand the backgrounders to the same. So, with regard to interstate river water disputes, the report states that the union government shall play a more proactive and decisive role with regard to disputes and it shall act with promptness and sustained attention that such disputes demand for. So, we have to understand what is the role of the union government. So, we have to talk about Article 262 of the Constitution. According to this, Parliament by law provide for the adjudication of the interstate river water disputes and Supreme Court or any court for that matter excluded from this jurisdiction. So, it means the authority is being provided to the Parliament to prescribe by law a procedure for adjudication of interstate river water disputes. In this line, Interstate River Water Disputes Act was passed in 1956. What are the provisions of this? A state government can complain or bring to the notice of the central government any grievance it has with regard to the sharing of interstate river waters. If any of the riparian state is not following the existing agreement or it has made any law that is violative of the agreement or any other grievance with regard to the sharing and distribution, then it can take the matter to the notice of the central government. And central government within 1 year of the time shall appoint a tribunal. And this tribunal shall consist of a chairman plus 2 members. These members will be appointed by the Chief Justice of India. The time frame for the tribunal is for 3 years. Union government can extend this by another 2 years to give the award. And finally, the power or if any matter or any fresh matter, if the states or the union wants to bring it to the notice of the tribunal, after the award was given, it shall be within 3 months. So, another 1 year of the time can be allowed for the tribunal to adjudicate and to solve this particular new matter referred to it. The decision given by the tribunal is final and is binding on all the parties. And Supreme Court or any other courts in India cannot interfere with the decisions of the tribunals. So, in this, what is the role the central government has to play? Once the tribunal gives the award, how this award has to be implemented? If any institutional mechanism or authority shall be created, it has to be the responsibility of the union government. Union government also has to maintain the data bank and information, and the states have to duly provide for the data bank and information related to the water availability to the union government as and when required. So, most of the cases, union government is not appointing the authority to execute the orders given by the tribunal. And tribunals are repeatedly going to the Supreme Court. It is not related to the award of the tribunal, but peripheral matters like how the waters have to be shared when monsoons have declined. And then how, with regard to submerging areas in relation to development of new dams, etc., displacement issues, on all these matters, the states are going to the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court is also liberally entertaining the pleas from the states. So that's why the legal hurdles also have increased in solving the interstate river water disputes. So from this context, the second ARC opines that the union government did not play the role which it was intended to play by the constitution. So it has to take up greater responsibility either in the maintenance of the data, appointment of the authority, mediation between various states. If you talk about Narmada river water issue, the mediation by the Prime Minister, it has finally led to a solution. So, the union, if plays a greater role, interstate river water disputes can be better solved. So, since Article 262 of the Constitution provides that neither the Supreme Court nor any other court shall exercise jurisdiction with respect of interstate river water disputes, it is necessary that the spirit behind this provision is fully appreciated. So, what is this second recommendation mean? So, there is a purpose for exclusion of the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court under Article 262. So, it is for speedy dispute redressal. So, the Supreme Court, to the maximum extent possible, shall keep it itself away from interstate river water disputes. The next point which the report talks about is river basin organizations. Here we need to understand about the French system, Chinese system and South African model. In the France, what is being followed is an integrated river basin management or integrated basin management. Here, there are well-defined laws with regard to the responsibilities to be fulfilled by various agencies. And the entire country is divided into 6 water basins. 6 basins for river water sharing. All this, for every basin, we have a water parliament. It will make the decisions and a river board will exist to implement these decisions. And any water pollution happens, the river board can impose the penalties. Any water utilized from this river, a necessary fee has to be paid to the river basin, this particular river boards. So similarly in India, we also have constituted the river boards under the River Boards Act 1956, but they are by and large are dead. They do not have any decision making powers. So in this context, what the second ARC recommends is, we have to create the river boards organizations, and it was recommended to us before by National Commission for Integrated Water Resources Development in 1999 itself. So the River Boards Act 1956 is to be replaced with River Basin Organizations for Integrated River Basin Management. The successful examples across the world are South Africa, China and France. And then further, there is National Water Resource Council in India. It is headed by the Prime Minister. It has got water resources ministers, chief ministers of various states as members. All the chairmen of these river water basin organizations also shall be members of National Water Resource Council. This National Water Resources Council approves the national plan and policy on water use, and it also provides for various national water developmental plans from time to time. So, the membership shall be expanded through the chairmen of river basin organizations. It also says there shall be greater role for the National Water Resources Council and also river-based organizations, which shall have a permanent secretariat and which have to work on detail how various water disputes have to be solved from time to time. And finally, it recommends for creation of a national water law. So there shall be a water law which shall provide for a framework how various disputes have to be solved, how water shall be used as a resource. So these are the recommendations which are given by second ARC. Now let us talk about the recommendations of the Sarkaria Commission. So the Sarkaria Commission recommendations were implemented through an amendment to the Interstate River Water Disputes Act in 2002. So what are the Sarkaria Commission recommendations? It states that the 1 year shall be the maximum time for the establishment of the tribunal, and the interstate union government also shall appoint a tribunal suo motu if necessary. There shall be a data bank and information system that shall be available with the union government, and the tribunal shall give the award within 5 years. These are the various recommendations given by Sarkaria Commission. What are being implemented? 1 year after the request of the state government, the central government shall appoint the tribunal. Yes, it is the part of the law now. And then maximum 5 years is the time allowed for giving of the award is also part of the law. The decision of the tribunal after publication in the official gazette, it shall have the force of the law or force of the order or decree given by the Supreme Court. This recommendation is also included with regard to the recommendation from Sarkaria Commission. So these are the important information related to interstate river water disputes. In a nutshell, so Article 262 provides for the Parliament to appoint to make the law. An Interstate River Water Disputes Act has come up. We have seen the provisions of it. Then we saw the Sarkaria Commission recommendations. Finally, we have seen the second ARC recommendations. So this is about interstate river water disputes and second ARC recommendations. Thank you very much. All the best. One more information. The notes for this and this video will be posted to you at lax.in/civils-prep. Now, if it is not available to you, the notes is not available to you, WhatsApp to this number 9052192929 and talk to Mr. Narsimha and ask him to upload the notes ASAP. Because as an authority, I am forcing on him the things is different. And how important this notes is to you, making him understand will definitely have an impact. So this is how I believe a work has to be done. Rather than through authority, it shall be through persuasion. Thank you very much. All the best.